I think we agree that innovation starts with mindset and everything that flows from it. It's been my observation and part of our mission at SoPE to help stakeholders improve their mindset when it comes to entrepreneurship. It's been my observation that because of the way we select and train medical students and engineers and scientists, that very few of them have an entrepreneurial mindset. So my question is, how do you help develop a faculty entrepreneurial mindset?
Yeah, so the framework, helps. Just getting them to think about vision a little bit helps. But I also, this isn't going to answer your question, so I don't know if I want to even come back around to it, but I think the thing about the entrepreneurial mindset that I really appreciate that Haj has taught me and that really has helped me is understanding who you are and understanding what you're not. And so I can see it a mile away. The people with the best ideas have the most ideas, but also they can't execute. That's been my experience, and Haj has shown me that. And so what we have done, a physician entrepreneur, be humble and understand what your strengths are, but then surround yourself with project managers, detailed people that can execute. Because Arlen, if Jim and I were talking about vision, and we were talking about joy and 3,303 foot, and philanthropy went from 65 million to 66 million, you would not be talking to us right now. People are only talking to us right now because they saw 65 million to 325 million. And that's what people care about. And so what we have found is the most entrepreneurial physicians, they're fantastic, they're charismatic, they're visionary, but I know, and I mean this, 80% of them, they can't execute. And they need a team around them. So when we do philanthropy and ideas, we actually try to tell them, I think you need a project manager or a COO or an operations person, right? But again, physicians, I'm looking right at you right now. It's about having the humility to know that you can't do it all. And just like the God complex is great at CUN shoots, I'm sure the God complex is pretty well on this recording as well, people listening. Understanding what your strengths and your weaknesses are.
Jim, you've done a lot of insight and work on the entrepreneurial psychology. And we've had multiple discussions about entrepreneurial psychopathology. Everything from depression, anxiety, ADHD, dyslexia, narcissism, bullying. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. So and that's just the reality. And I think we would agree that it's a two-sided coin. It's a good news, bad news story because these folks get stuff done, to Scott's point, but they're terribly annoying or pathologic or harmful. And some would refer to me as that, but that's just the way it is. But the point is, share some of your insights about, you said you've spent your career working with entrepreneurs and some of them are somewhat dysfunctional, to be kind. So how does that insight inform your thinking in raising money?
I think it's an essential question, Arlen. And now the research is out about entrepreneurs, and indeed they are 3 times more susceptible to bipolar disorder, depression, and anxiety. And this is this. This is the anxiety of having a wonderful idea and not being able to convince others it's a wonderful idea. And the challenge of raising capital. So it's lonely too. It's a very lonely thing. And shockingly, in Silicon Valley and elsewhere, we're seeing a high suicide rate among entrepreneurs. And so for about 8 years now, my personal mission, because I believe entrepreneurs made this world, and entrepreneurs will get us out of COVID, and entrepreneurs will help turn around the economy, and they will remake both the world and maybe save the planet along the way. Our greatest assets are in this 1% who live right on the edge. I mean, living on the edge brings with it mental health challenges, but it also brings everything else with it. The association, the connection, the pattern recognition, the creativity. So how do we achieve a balance? And my goal, and a man named Dr. Michael Freeman, psychiatrist out of San Francisco, is working to build a network, what we call a mental health safety net for entrepreneurs, because we need these people in our lives and in our world, and we have to keep them safe. And they're, to your point, they're very unlikely to change substantially. They are driven. And by the way, here's another major point. They're not necessarily driven by money. Some of them are, but not very few are. What they're driven by is bringing a new idea in the world first. It's
Well, I think, yeah.
Go ahead.
I think they're driven by their demons or their dreams. There's an inner demon they're trying to purge, and entrepreneurship is their way to fill that void.